Okay, what's going on, everybody? I just successfully changed the plugs on my 2007 F150 to 5.4 with a 3-valve, and as you know, that can be a bear of a job. Fortunately for me, it went very well. However, as I was putting the ignition coils back in, I realized that the bolt that holds down the coil on number 3 cylinder just wasn't staying, and I didn't really know why. I thought maybe the bolt was stripped, but then I got down and looked at the valve cover, and you can see the hole that it goes into. It's kind of cracked, so I didn't really know what to do. I started researching online, and I found people saying JB weld and Loctite, and so I got some of that, but it wasn't really working. I tried a longer bolt, I tried a slightly large diameter bolt, and none of that was working. So this is like 2 hours into it, and I decided what I'll do is I'll just take a piece of wire and I'll put it through there and I'll tighten it down, and hopefully that'll keep it snug. I mean, as you probably know, that bolt doesn't really do anything except hold the coil in place. The problem that I had that morning was that I don't know, moisture must have gotten in because I turned the truck on and I could hear what sounded like arcing, and I went out there and looked at the coil and it was very loose, and so I figured I had to do something. Well, anyhow, in the process of tying it down with that wire, which was not really working all that well, I kind of remembered something I've done with wood screws, and that is if the hole is stripped, you just go ahead and stick some toothpicks or sawdust in there with some wood glue and then tighten the screw down, and usually 9 times out of 10 that'll work. Well, obviously I'm not going to put toothpicks and wood glue into my valve cover, so what I did was I just put that bolt in with that wire, and it seems as though the wire is enough. It must just bind up in there just enough to hold that bolt down, and fortunately, knock on wood, it seems to be holding just fine. So if you're in a jam, instead of trying to put JB weld down in there, I actually tried to put, as I said, a longer bolt with a nut on the bottom. I tried sticking a nut or a bolt up through the bottom so I could put a nut on the top, and none of that was working. Just get yourself a piece of wire, as I'll show in the next clip, and stick it right on through. Good luck. Okay, so here are the materials you're going to need. I used a soft alloy wire that I actually just had in the shop. As you can see here, it's nickel, chromium, iron alloy, pretty light gauge, and it's just very soft. So this is what I used, and all I did was actually basically cut a length of wire, put it through here, and insert the bolt, tighten the bolt down, and it seems to be just enough in there to bind up and keep that bolt snug. Good luck.